Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a Sunday afternoon. We're keeping this hand. And we are playing Flavors of Next, and we've landed on a store championship winning next deck, called Cleared for Takeoff, which won a store championship in Nashville. It's made by JL Miller, and it runs Violet level clearance, and for that reason, we ought to be excited. We're playing against Noise. This is good. I think we want to ice to rush behind, and this rushing behind a 0 strength ice is generally a mistake by Noise. I think we want this on Archives, just because this is like one of the best cards to ever put on Archives against Noise. So I think we want to score behind this, and the question is whether we ice R&D and HQ, and I think I'll ice HQ just because I fear Lamprey. Even though Medium's also a fear, but Lamprey is so much easier to put down turn 1. So let's do that up, draw up, and we have a good hand. Hopefully we get an agenda and we're off. So this is a very rushy deck. Gotta say best of luck, have fun. Oh, by the way, Sync BRE watch. We're on day 11. I'm gonna be updating that regularly. So this one is running a single biotic labor, no defensive anythings, just kind of get money, go fast. And so let's do that. Let's hopefully draw into agenda. Not so good so far. And I think we want the Fairchild on this server. Actually, no, we probably want this on the server. So I think we can afford to draw up once. Yeah, Jackson's good to draw. We would have milled that. And we just put this on R&D. Hopefully they run at this when they don't have 3 clicks left and it does something pretty meaningful. Inject comes out, so they have a Deja Vu in the grip and a Grimoire, and they did lose a medium in Lamprey. So they are playing the more aggressive Lamprey version. So I'm glad we iced HQ, specifically with some cheap piece of ice. I know this will get parasited, but what can you do? We just need a top deck agenda and go off. They are running here. I actually don't care to res this thing. They might be playing the Utopia shard or Eden Shard, whichever one it's called, but for a single access, like, the only thing they can get here is a Jackson Howard, and that's unlikely, let alone 3 credits. Yeah, I don't know. They should probably pay that when they see that. We're only running 2 Jacksons, right? So getting one in hand against Noise is super, super good. And let's see if they open up with the classic Wildside Pawn Shop, which is kind of what you want to be. I've been playing a lot of Noise recently. I just went to a Game Night Kit on Saturday. I played Noise, and I also played, that Jemison deck you've seen on this channel with a couple improvements. Came in first, wasn't a big tournament though, only 4 players, myself included. Didn't lose a game, but it was pretty small, so I haven't competitively tested yet. I don't want to draw with Jackson just because we kind of need that guy. And give us an agenda. Wow. Give us an agenda. Maybe we have to draw and throw out some of these beanstalks. Okay, so we'll score that next turn behind 2 pieces of ice. So we'll beanstalk up. Oh no, we shouldn't have done that. We should not have done that. Let's fix this. Click 1, 2. Just to throw out less cards, like we can get more efficiency by just setting up the scoring remote. And it kind of shows that we have a scoring remote and throw out a beanstalk. But that lets us throw away 1 less card. And that's definitely optimal because we can still install Advanced Vitruvius. They're running HQ. I'm not going to res this. They still have a 1 in 5 of getting the agenda, but whatever. They got the Jackson. Oh, they got it. Fuck. That's a good agenda too because it lets us recur cards from Archives. Got a lateral growth, that doesn't matter so much. We also could have just put the agenda behind there, and I don't know if a 1 strength would do it. Like this 1 strength of ice, they just put a parasite, comes in with a virus counter because of Grimoire. So not sure how good it is. They're, I think, spending way too much time getting single accesses. And it is true because Next installs their ice and draws up. They have a higher chance of having more agendas in HQ, so early aggression actually is pretty good. Turing is also great if they're running Faust. I don't know how many Noise decks can run Faust that more. We have Cortex Lock, which if they run into this, is lethal, which will make a short video. So let's draw for agenda again, and we got Violence level clearance, so we want to get as many cards out of hand. So let's put this on HQ. If they run this again with Grimoire, this does 6 net damage because they have 6 unused MU. If that was a Grimoire, it's a 1 of in the deck. We would have won. Oh man, that's funny. And I think they might consider running HQ after we play a Violet level clearance. I think we have to play Violet level clearance and just like money Violet and just to get those cards. I never thought when this card came out people would be playing it within anything besides cerebral imaging, but apparently they had success with this. We lost the blue level clearance and they have a pawn shop, that's fine. So now this only does 5 net damage, still pretty good. So let's just see what this does. We have to discard 1 card, 2 cards. Man, we don't have agendas, do we? I think we'll discard these 2, because they're the worst ones we have. And we drew our 2 Jacksons, so we're in a good spot. Let's see if they faceplant, and they do, and we just won the game. Oofa doofa. They don't have an MK Ultra, yeah. Good game. So yeah, if you play Violet level clearance, they want to run HQ because you probably have a lot of agendas in there that you don't have control. So the single Cortex Lock did it. Forgot Next plays that card. I don't know if it does, but it's a cute one of 100% just because they're rushing. Thanks for the game. All right, let's throw another game into this. This one was short, so we'll probably just like append another one to the end of this video. Maybe not. I'll see based off of the release schedule. But thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We got videos every weekday night and 8:45 Thursday Eastern Standard Time live stream. Hopefully you join us. Ciao. Hello and welcome back to Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are playing Cleared for Takeoff, which is the final flavor on our next design tour. This hand's pretty underwhelming. We want as many ice as we can. Playing against blackmail is kind of rough, so it's basically whether or not they have it in their first hand, because we can rush an agenda. Oh, that's not so good either. Man, we're playing Violet level clearance in this deck. This deck actually is a store championship winning deck I found, made by someone named JL Miller, and it won a store championship in Nashville, South Carolina. And it has a Cortex Lock, which has been pretty good classically in our testing so far, and it's run Violet level clearance, which is nutty. Question is where we put the Architect. I want to put it on HQ just so we don't lose to Siphon Val, which is a thing people do. So that goes on HQ. It's not a good ice to rush behind, really, like in a remote. And we draw one card, which is underwhelming. I think this deck runs like a bunch of ice. Fuck. This deck runs like 20 ice, and we don't have a good agenda to rush, so I think we just cycle as much as we can. Okay, and have 13 credits. So even if they siphon us, not so bad. This deck is running no defensive upgrades whatsoever. Ooh, this is a hand size deck. Probably. I don't think we're running Gray or Black Ops cards. Draw one card for each publicity. Okay, so they're probably trying to give us more bad pub. Maybe they are running the new, what's it called? Maybe they're trying to run the new, Archivist. I don't know if we're running any initiatives, agendas. Yeah, we're running food. Oh, that's the other one. And we're running Vitruvius. No, it's just food. So it doesn't do that much. We could, in fact, now Violet level clearance, and we will. And we have to throw out some cards now, but that card actually helps you rush pretty heavily. I don't think we're going to need another one. And this ice is pretty good. If they are running an AI, we don't want to keep our Turing. This card's alright too. I think the Biotic's the best card. I don't know if we need the hedge fund. I think the green level clearance is probably good enough. So let's throw that out too. Yeah, I think the ice is good. The ice is expensive. Maybe we want to keep the hedge fund over the violet. I could see an argument for that. They also probably want to check HQ now, considering we just drew up 4 cards and we had no control about the filtering of it. And if they do, this Architect will fire, which is pretty sweet because we'll get back none of these cards, but we'll see the top cards of R&D and we might be able to set up a scoring server. So let's see how this goes. I've never seen Tally Perot be played. She's a bit underpowered, I think. Like, she could be doing draw 2 cards for each bad publicity she has, the Corp has, and that might be interesting. I don't think we're running Gray or Black Ops. When this card came out, there weren't that many Gray or Black Ops. It was just like Invasion of Privacy, maybe. And there we have the Archivist, just like we thought. So this deck might actually be a bit passive. And this card isn't implemented yet either. So, by the way, the fact that these cards aren't implemented is the reason why we're playing this. We could Biotic this out. And I think that's the best thing we can do right now to get in a ice res just so they can't blackmail us. We're running like 20 pieces of ice. 6 plus 9 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pieces of ice. So this actually likely will get us good ice. We might lose some to Archives, but we need to get res dice against Val. It's the best thing we can do. So let's put this in server 1. Biotic. That Violet level clearance was really good. Actually, we might have wanted to keep one instead of the green level clearance. Dang, that worked really well. Fuck us. Holy shit. We'll take just a moment to mourn the loss of those agendas. Oh, Fisk. Okay, Fisk. We just lost 4 points. Totally within our control. But that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's rough. We got Cortex Lock, which is good because they're probably not running many programs. Investigative Journalism is off, so they might spend their entire turn clicking us up. Like, if they're running Fisk, they're probably going to fight hand size, so we just have to rush as much as possible. We don't have Blacklist. We only have 1 Biotic Labor in this deck. So we actually have to score behind ice. I'm not feeling that confident about this, considering now that they just did draw 3 more cards on top of it. There's a chance this next turn they just investigate. I used to play these decks that just like fought hand size, and they're kind of fun. They're kind of really fun. So we need to get rid of things here. We don't have agendas to score behind. I think the Turing on our remote seems good because they can't Faust through it, but they can always click through it, so I'm not in love with that idea. Cortex Lock could be a cheeky win. Don't know where we need to put that, but I think they're going to be running HQ at some point if they want to fight our hand size and play their current. We're also not running a current, so we'll just have to be able to score an agenda. Not so hot. So let's get an ice on the central, just so we can score behind it, I guess. And this is probably like a mistake to play at most parts of the game. This is looking rough. You can put this on archives for the cheeky archives check, I guess. And then we can cycle this last click, which is a huge mistake because we should have done that first click if we planned our turn out properly. So learn from my mistakes so you don't have to do them yourself. That was definitely a mistake because we could have drawn an agenda and just plugged it into the remote if we played that card first. So let's see. I assume our hand size is only going to get pinched more and more. We lost one Biotic, only 2 Jacksons. The Biotic is likely not to come back. If they're drawing this hard, they're probably finding something. Oh, blackmail recursion for days. I don't know how we win now. That ABT really had to fire. I think we're going to rush. Okay, more ice on the server doesn't matter, so I think we need to make as many servers as possible just so they can't check all of them in one turn. What a silly line of play. I think that's okay. Like, get 3 agendas, plug, plug, plug. Again, they only need 2 of them, so they just blackmail, same old thing, blackmail. But this also helps us set up when they do Fisk us. Right? And they could just blackmail 2 servers and win, but we have no other choice. Ooh, medium. Ooh, medium. And it could be blackmail run amok medium, so maybe we want another piece of ice on here. This is the one we want. This is the one we don't care about. And they could just blackmail and we lose, but I think we lost right here. They probably have 2 blackmails in hand. Otherwise they blackmail, same old thing, blackmail. That's rough. That ABT did us in. 4 points, no ice. Oosh. Woofa doofa. So let's see what they got going on here. They could also assume one of them's a Jackson Howard, the other's accelerated beta test, just so we don't fire into that same fate that we once did. Hopefully they just give us another bad pub this turn and spend all their time investigating. That's pretty sweet. Also, if they don't run either of these central remote servers, we might score the ABT, fire it, and then they might not think server 1's agenda, and then we'll score that one too. That's cute. If we do score the next agenda though, and they're just blackmailing, okay, we just lost. Yeah, we just lost the game. Same old thing, blackmail will do us in. Okay. Not a lot of counterplay on our side. I know actually there's some recent interviews with oh, they're just running RD. So maybe this accelerated beta test will go off. That's kind of good. They also could just win off medium here. Nope. Run amok. Run amok sounds good. Oh no, wow. Well, I guess we fire this. Okay, our plan worked. We don't have to get that like bitter that fast. Yeah, we do fire this. Fuck off. Really? 19 ice. Buddy, come on. Come on. So we still have to score an agenda. With the same old thing on the table, it's really hard for us to install advance of food because we don't have any traps. They might think we have traps, but they're just blackmailing archives. I'm cool with that because that's the last same old thing. Found nothing. We lost to Jackson Howard though. And 1 blackmail in the bin, 2 same old thing. They also have access to oh, they can also expose cards now, so they know what to blackmail, and that's a problem. We're not running Arc Lockdown. Let's find some agendas. Only ice, the one thing that doesn't matter against Val. Except when you accelerate beta test. So now she knows, like basically with Raymond Flint, it's a cool combo, right? Because you expose a card, now you know whether you need to blackmail it. So it makes it really safe, and now you start using your Raymond Flints instead of your blackmails. And that's fine. And even the threat alone of Raymond Flint makes you play differently. Like, you know you can't bluff an agenda. And I think we don't have anything to put in these servers, right? Besides that one Jackson left in our deck. Just draw up. Okay. None of this ice matters that much. And we have no chance in hell of scoring the global food unless they currently don't have a blackmail in 3 cards, which we actually maybe could have considered doing. Okay. Oh, and when they Oh, Tally says when you give an agenda. Sorry, Tally says when you give a. What? What happened? Why did they access a card? Oh yeah, right. Because Raymond, when you give a bad pub, he accesses a card in HQ, so they might actually be playing pretty passively. So I think we install advance here. We don't really have another choice. Yeah, and then if they have the blackmail, they win. If they don't, we lose. I don't know what else we can do here. Yeah, we don't have a lot of counterplay. We don't have a lot of options against a rush deck. We're running 19 pieces of ice. All of them are dead, unless of course you could accelerate beta test them. So we're kind of in a bad spot. Cards we think they have in their hand, they probably have the current. They probably have the current if they're just what's it calling right now? Investigative journalisming. They might have a breaker, and they're using Tally Pro to draw 2 cards, which is not bad. It'll help them draw into their blackmail. They might have another Tally Pro in hand because it is unique. They might have another Raymond Flint in hand because it is unique. They basically have 3 clicks to find their blackmail, or a Deja Vu. Now, same old thing won't cut it for them. And it's a Femme Fatale, which isn't good enough. So the best thing they can do is run HQ. This server is going to keep them out too, so I think we just won. If they Femme this, it doesn't matter. They don't have any breakers in the heap, so we actually did pull it off. And I think they thought going R&D was their best bet. They could have run HQ too. And, woo, they would have had it. If they even, oh no, if they Femme this one, they probably wouldn't have had it. Woo. Good game. So there's been some recent interviews with Michael Boggs, and I know he's talking about cards that he doesn't like in Netrunner and things that he'd fix. And one of the ones that he specifically said that he doesn't like is blackmail. You pulled it out. Good job. Yeah, that was dicey. Was blackmail just because a lot of times in a lot of matchups you feel like you don't have, like if you didn't deck build specifically against it, and we kind of did, I guess, the accelerated beta test, but in a lot of matchups there's nothing you can do. There just isn't much you can do, and we did play about it, like we did play a bit around it, like, you know, we put 2 pieces of agendas down, stuff like that. We also saw they had 3 cards in hand, maybe we rush, but when the game comes down to do they have the card in their hand entirely, I'm not a big fan of it. Apparently the new designer isn't either, so if you don't like blackmail, maybe you have good things coming for you in the near future. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I think that's gonna like conclude the next thing, like the next flavor test that we did probably over this week, if not this next week. By the way, are you streaming at the moment? Nope. Recording though. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We have videos coming up every weekday night, and there's live stream Thursday 8:45 Eastern. Hopefully you'll drop by. Love to have you. Ciao.